All right, City Cellular purchases $24,400 in cell phones on April 23rd. Let's get some of this stuff circled. The terms of the sale were 4% if they pay within 20 days, 3% if they pay within 30 days, and the bill has to be paid in 60 days, net 60. Freight terms were freight on board, destination. Return goods amounted to $540. What is the net amount due if City Cellular sends the manufacturer a partial payment of $4,000? So what we want to do first is the $4,000 of the partial payment didn't get the actual discount. So we want to see, do we do the 4% discount or the 3% discount? From April 23rd to May 18th, we want to know, is that within 20 days? If it's within 20 days, then we pay 4%. Well, it's not. We know that because May 18th, that's 18 days. 2 more days would be 20, and there's 7 more days still left in April. So we get the 3%. What I want to do is this, what they paid in the partial payment, is I take that $4,000 and divide it by the complement, which is 100% minus the percentage off, which was 3%. So 4,000 minus 97%. Remember, any time when dealing with percentages, you want to change the percent to a decimal, and you should get $4,123.71. What you do with this is now you take the amount purchased, which was $24,400. You subtract this partial payment of $4,123.71, and then also had some return goods of the $540. So if I put all this in my calculator, minus 540, I get $19,736.29. So that would be the net amount due for the first part. The second part says, what is the net date? Well, the net date is based off of this net 60, so that's part A. Part B says take the April 23rd and add 60 days. Well, one way you could do this is, I know that there's 30 days in April, so if I add 7, then I'm left with 53 days. Okay, so in other words, I added 7. That gives me 53 days. The month of May has 31 days. So I subtract 53 minus 31. That gives me 22 days, or June 22nd would be the net date. And then finally, last, it says if the manufacturer charges 4.5% late fee, how much will they owe after the net date? Well, I take what I got here in Part A, the $19,736.29, and I take 4.5%, which would be the same thing as 4.5%, in decimal would be 0.045, and I multiply that here. So 1,936.29 times 0.045, I get $888.13, which basically says how much they're going to have to pay in late fees. So I add that back to the $19,736.25. So when I add that, I get $20,624.42. So that would be for Part C. So again, Part A, take the amount that was the partial payment, divide by the complement, subtract that from the original purchased value, also subtract your return on goods. Part B, count 60, that N/60 means net 60, 60 days from April 23rd. And then Part C, take what you got in Part A and add 4.5% late fees to it.